channel. I have a super fun video lined up for you guys. I am so excited. It was just so much fun to shoot. My kids and I were so lucky. The lovely folk at Nubo Playspace gave us free entry and my kids and I had an absolute ball. I cannot wait to tell you about our visit. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Mel. I upload weekly videos. I do a lot of home organisation, cleaning, decluttering and mummy tip videos, so consider subscribing if that is what you're interested in. So if you haven't heard of Nubo, it's essentially an educational play space for you and your kids to explore. And there's a lot of variety of stuff there, and my first impression when I walked into the centre was how beautifully clean the design was. It was modern, it was spacious, and my son absolutely loved it. Just behind the reception desk there were some stairs leading up to a slide, and he must have gone down that slide about 10 times before we even got to exploring the actual inside of the centre. In the centre there are a lot of different workshop rooms and play spaces. Some of them are like what they call free play, so sort of like playgrounds, and some of them are facilitated play where they have more of a structured setup. And there's a really great cafe. That is really important. I need my caffeine. So my son was preschool age and he could pretty much go into any area of the play space. My baby could pretty much go into any area except the big play gym in the middle. It's like a really tall, high climbing structure with slides. So it was really good that my kids could basically go to most areas together because I was the only adult supervising them. So it was good that we could just all go and explore each area in turn. I actually had to make my kids come out of there so we could make the 11 o'clock art class. So the art class was held in one of the workshops and it was really well equipped. They had all the gear, all the art smocks, they had sinks to wash up in afterwards, and there's a supervisor who walked around, supplied the paint and helped the parents and the children with their artwork. And they made some pretty cute little artworks for me to display at home. After we left the art room, we went into the blue room, which is like a construction activity room. There were these big foam blocks on the floor. There was a box of mag formers, I think they're called, like those magnetic tiles that my daughter immediately was drawn to. So they had a lot of fun in there. And then my son wanted to go back to the ball pit. When I finally managed to drag them away from the ball pit, I led them upstairs where there was sort of a facilitated kind of play area. Nubo has theme weeks. The week that we were there was transport week. So in the art room they had like little foam sponges in the shapes of cars and trains that you could use for your artwork. And then when we walked upstairs to the facilitated room, there was a whole transport kind of track set up. So there were little ride-on cars and there were street signs, and my son immediately jumped on a car and began riding around the room. My daughter, I put her on one of the cars. She wasn't so interested, but she just was busy gathering all the street signs and rearranging them. And there was a lovely lady in there supervising. She would suggest to my son, I'll put these cones in, you know, sort of a sequence and you have to weave in and out of them. So that really changed up the play a lot, and it was good that as a parent I could be involved in what they were doing as well. The room next to that was what would have been my absolute favourite when I was a little girl. It was like a sort of a kitchen playhouse kind of setup as well as a shop, and we went in there and we played shops for a while. My daughter was happily filling up the trolley and making cups of tea and things like that. And you know, you've got to get in and train your kids early, so of course I encouraged my son to have a go at doing some ironing. So my kids didn't want to leave the facilitated play areas either, but I was getting hungry and I really wanted a coffee, so I took them downstairs to the Nubo Cafe, and I was pleasantly surprised. It is a really healthy menu that they've got there. There were healthy sandwiches and muffins and things like that on the menu. Importantly, parents, the coffee was good, and I did try the banana toast, which is a lovely, pretty healthy option, and it was cooked, made to order for me, and I shared it with my daughter. She loved it. And my son didn't actually eat much because he was just in a hurry to get back to that ball pit. After I dragged my son out of the ball pit for the third time, we went and checked out the library space. This is a lovely quiet little area. The library has some lovely little nooks and crannies and seats. So we sat down and read a few books, and my son went up to, they had these little steps going up to a platform where they had like cushions, and it was like a separate little nook that the kids could go and relax with a book, and he absolutely loved that. I think going to the library near the end of our visit, it just sort of helped calm the kids down a little bit. And all in all, we were there for 3.5 hours. I should also mention that there was also a quiet area for babies, so I think maybe 1 to 2 years maybe maximum. So I think if your baby's not that active, or just sitting up or maybe crawling a little bit, that is a nice quiet area for you to go and spend some time with your baby. So some things to consider when visiting Nubo. You may need to book for some of the workshops, like the art classes and things like that. I didn't need to because, you know, when it was quite quiet, but I think in peak times they do suggest that you book ahead so that you are able to get into like your art class. And I think down the track they're going to be having a robotics class, I think it said on their website, and also a cooking class and things like that. So I know that there are more activities planned in the works, but those sorts of things, if they're going to be popular, it's wise to book those. The other thing to keep in mind is that, like a lot of play centres, you need to take your shoes off the whole time you're there, so you need to take some socks if you don't like walking around in bare feet. The only thing I found a little tricky was figuring out where to park when I arrived at Nubo, so if you're not sure, you're not familiar with the area, or you haven't been there before, it might pay to ring ahead and ask them for instructions. They have different price options as well, so you can either pay a fee per hour for your kids to go in, or you can pay a flat price for an unlimited session there. But what I think is really awesome is that they have gift cards you can purchase. I actually think this is the perfect birthday or Christmas gift for a child. It encourages the kids to be more active. You're not buying more stuff that's just going to clutter up someone's house, and the parents can enjoy a coffee and enjoy some fun time with their kids as well. So one last thing, there's only one Nubo centre open in Sydney at the moment. It's based in Alexandria, but in the near future they are opening up another one in Chatswood, which is north of the city. So if that is closer to you, you might want to check that one out when it opens. Have a look on their website, I'm sure they'll provide some sort of update soon. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to Nubo for inviting my kids and I. It was just so much fun. We were there, as I said, for 3.5 hours. The kids were so tired out afterwards that they fell asleep in the car within, I'd say, 2 minutes of leaving the centre, which never happens with my baby. She is not a great car sleeper. And my son pretty much asked myself and my husband, could we please go back, but this time take Dad as well with us? So I think we probably will try and get back there, or we may check out the Chatswood Centre when it opens as well. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you join my YouTube family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!